Hey guys, this is part 2 of our conversation with Fortune Feimster. Go back and listen to part 1 if you haven't yet. Hope you like it.
So good. How did you do it? How did you do it? You're so good.
At the end of your Netflix special, you ended it. I loved the way you ended it with that story about how you were back home and you were speaking to somebody from your hometown, and they were like, "We're so proud of you." And you said, "Oh, I said thank you, but I feel like I'm failing." And they said, "At least you're trying," right?
Yeah.
Did I get that right?
Yeah.
And I just was wondering why you felt like you were failing when they clearly were proud of you. If that why that stuck with you. That just really moved me personally.
Yeah, like, was it a saboteur?
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
We actually filmed that after I taped my special. I went back out to say thank you to the audience for coming, because I've taped in Charlotte, North Carolina, so it was a lot of hometown people, and they happened to tape me saying thank you, and I told that story. So we weren't even planning to put it in the special.
Wow.
Oh, interesting.
It just happened to be a moment that felt right to kind of just show people, because the whole story was my journey, and it just seemed like to add that was important. But yeah, I felt like I was failing for a long time because I moved out. I was always kind of the overachiever. I was in all the clubs and sports and made good grades, and then I moved to LA, and for, like I said, 8 years, I couldn't get work. I couldn't get hired. I was constantly rejected. People didn't know what to do with me. I had tested twice for Saturday Night Live, and it just was one no after another, and I was seeing my friends back home buy houses and
Right.
They're starting families. Yeah.
Right.
And I felt like such a loser. And so, when I had just had that moment with that person where I just was like, it was like I appreciated that they were proud of me, but in my mind I was like, I've accomplished nothing. And she just had to remind me, but how many people go out to LA and stay there? I mean,
you're doing it. Yeah.
So it made me kind of have to readjust my thought of what success is.
Yes.
And it definitely was like, yeah, I've made it in one of the hardest cities in the world for the last 8 years. I'm paying my bills. I haven't given up. That is a success.
Yeah. It reminds me of this quote that I am 1,000,000% about to butcher, but it's something like, and I don't even know who said it. It's
Success is.
Yeah. For some reason, with this limited amount of information, I still want to say it.
Like Ralph Waldo Emerson.
Yeah, something, who knows? It's something don't be the critic who, just points at the people in the ring trying it. It's to be the person in the ring actually.
The Brene Brown quote?
It's not Brene Brown.
No. It's Roosevelt.
Know.
It's Roosevelt.
It might.
No, it's literally
Eleanor or Franklin.
I think it's
or Theodore. Possibly.
I think it's Theodore. It's one of the Roosevelts.
Whatever. Do you know the quote?
No, it was like, don't be outside the ring criticizing the people that are in there with the lions.
Yeah, something like that. It's something along those lines. But I always love that because I think it is so easy for people to look. The internet's a perfect example.
Yeah.
It's so funny that I'm so committed to
You
saying
said
this
butcher
quote.
it, but you didn't really say how badly it would be butchered. I think we got
lying.
two of
At least I'm in the ring.
We got 2 words right.
At least I'm
There's
in the
a
ring with this
ring.
quote.
I think they're lions. You're outside
Lions.
of it being a real bitch.
Yeah, exactly. That's more or less exactly what I'm trying to say. We don't need the
Put
exact
it on my
words.
tombstone.
No, yeah, it's true. It's a hard business, and to just keep being able to try it, to do it, to be any part of it, even if you're not making money. It's like the fact that you're still here. I knew plenty of people that moved out here, and a year or two later, they're like, I can't do it.
Right.
It's too hard. And
Yeah.
and that was their journey. No shade on that. It's just
No,
to
of course.
still be at it was like, okay, you got to give yourself a little break here.
I also honestly think it's kind of romantic when people still stick with it because it's the love of their art, I'm like, how beautiful is that? You're really sticking, music is the love of my life. So I feel sometimes it feels almost romantic to be so devoted to the ups and downs of it because it's what
I
I'm
like that
committed
perspective.
to.
So
See, look, I pulled it
bohemian.
together in the end with the lions. It's so
Yes.
romantic with the lions.
There's a cage and a lion.
All right, you guys, it's time for my sweet angel of a boyfriend / our mixologist on the show, Mark Manio, to make a drink.
Time for a drink. Made by Scott's boyfriend. Time to get wasted.
Normally, when we're all together, we'll make like a little cocktail.
That we feel like represents you
Yeah.
or seems like you. And
Yeah.
so we didn't because
Well, Mark, my boyfriend, usually makes but we did look up
we
a
did
recipe.
discuss it.
Where is
Yes.
Mark with y'all's cocktails?
Yeah, Mark.
Mark, cocktails. He's taking care of my psychotic dog right now. We were thinking your drink would be a sweet and salty dog.
Because it's like you're special.
Oh.
Because it's
Yeah.
honestly just because the name of your
Yeah.
special.
What is a sweet and salty dog?
Raspberries, grapefruit,
Sweet
gin,
and salty.
Oh.
and a sea salt.
Yeah.
I don't
Another
think
one we were going to say is like spiked iced tea.
Yeah, we
since
also
you're
considered a
Southern.
spiked
Look,
iced tea,
I
like a
actually am
Southern.
I forgot I had this on. I'm actually wearing.
Oh my gosh.
I'm an alcoholic apparently in quarantine. It's
we all?
an old fashioned on my
Oh
t-shirt.
man! So we fully misguessed
And
a
it-
sweet and salty whatever dog. Was
I'm
not
Yeah.
And here I am like an old fashioned. I'm 80 years old. Y'all were trying to make me cooler.
yeah. Well,
We're thinking gin and grapefruit and
Yeah.
raspberries.
you're
I'm like whiskey.
I know, we just picked the fruitiest drink.
fruitiest
Apparently, we
drink.
thought you were a gay boy for
Yeah.
a second.
Sometimes I
WeHo
feel like
special.
I am.
yeah. Okay, we have these 3 questions we ask everybody at the end of the episode.
Sure.
The first being, what does success mean to you? Which we were kind of
Which you
just
kind of
discussing.
answered. But
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think just doing what you love. And I mean, I think if you can do what you love and keep your lights on, pay your bills, to me, there's no better success than that. Anything you get beyond that is just like a cherry on top.
yeah, I love that.
Absolutely. Me too.
And then the second question is, what would you tell your past self at their lowest?
Well, I mean, there's been different points of low, like the growing up one that's, doesn't know who they are, and just, being in a small town, knowing that I knew I wanted something more, but I didn't know how to get it, and I felt very much like, what does life have in store? I would certainly tell that version of myself to just enjoy the ride and not worry so much.
Yes.
That you'll figure it out, and kind of trust myself more. I wouldn't change anything for sure, because I can see how all the things, good and bad, led me to moving to LA, to doing what I'm doing. And then I would tell myself once I came out, there was a period of time where I just was dating some real stinkers. And
We all do it.
Yeah.
I just would, and then times where I wasn't dating much at all and wanted to be dating someone, I would tell myself that you're going to meet somebody, they're awesome, you're going to be okay, and you're not going to be an old spinster. So just have some fun.
Just have some fun. Isn't it? I think there's like nothing cozier than the image of like picturing this person just out, like your wife was just out there living her life the whole time while you were living your life, and
she was
just
having
out there.
a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Way more than me. I was like, what? I was so worried all the time. I would have
Right.
told myself to lighten up. Jesus.
Lighten up.
Yeah.
Just wait.
I would have said the same thing to my past self.
Yeah,
It's
that's
like,
great.
Just kind of
yeah,
go
just
with the flow.
it's all right.
Yeah.
Just it's gonna be. That's why I feel like older people sometimes are like that. Like my Nana's 96, and she's kind of just like okay about everything. You know,
Yeah.
and I'm like, like it's just like, yeah, she knows it's gonna. Nothing
For sure.
lasts.
Well, I was
you're
always
gonna-
the responsible one.
Me too.
I've always been very
Yeah.
like rule follower.
Yeah.
And I don't mean like go to my past self and be like, hey, go get arrested and be wild.
Right.
But I
Right.
would have
Right.
been like, hey, you can stay out till 2 a.m.
Right.
once in a
You
while,
can-
you know?
Yeah.
yeah. Scott's like, you don't need to tell me that.
Don't tell me that. I'm trying to stop doing that.
All right.
Scott's
Our
like,
last
I've had a lot of fun.
Lots of fun.
Our last question's ridiculous, but we love gossip. So we always try and pressure everybody to just share a little bit of gossip, whatever that looks like. Any little story, sneak peek.
Oh my gosh, you guys
Set
just heard what a
story.
nerd I am.
Yeah.
Now I literally don't think I have any gossip.
I know.
Because
The
I don't
problem is-
do
Also, you
anything.
seem so like emotionally healthy. And,
I know,
like,
this always
kind.
happens. We have these like wonderful conversations. And we're like, okay, now what's the tea? And
No,
then like, are you
there's
kidding?
Gossip about some real
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know how we go from like, what trauma have you experienced to like talk shit.
It's who we are. It's exactly who we are.
We're asking you to lower your frequency.
Yeah.
Well, the problem too is, has anyone done anything exciting?
No.
I mean,
No,
I got
COVID
COVID has
married,
killed
but-
gossip. That's not gossip, but it's fun.
Yeah. Other than that, I feel like we're coming up on almost a year, you guys. Can you
I
freaking
know.
believe it?
That's insane.
So
Awful.
I've certainly not been living, at least in normal life, I get to occasionally go to some fun, Hollywood parties.
Right,
And
right.
see
See
some stuff
something.
go down, but nothing.
I know.
Yeah, I
It's
feel
so
like one of the
true.
last things I did before COVID all shut everything down was Kelly Clarkson show with you.
Yes, I know.
Isn't that
That
so
was
wild?
yeah, that was that was when I was still
like
leaving the
March
house for a
2020?
little bit in November. Or no, October.
Oh, yeah. It
Oh
was
no!
October.
Oh
It
wait,
aired
no.
later.
That was pre-COVID. So
Yeah, it was right before COVID.
So that would have been right around my
March,
special.
like a
February,
year
March.
ago.
A year
right?
ago.
Yeah. It's crazy.
You're
Which
part
is
of
so
my
weird to think about.
my quarantine journey.
Aw, I love that so much.
That was I love Kelly.
Oh my God.
Me too.
I'm
She
like
is-
obsessed with her.
I could
She's-
do an hour more of this podcast just talking about my
She's
obsession
the
with her.
best. She's just like so funny and
Authentically kind.
and
Yeah.
like a great time.
I'm obsessed.
also-
I'm totally obsessed with her too. When I was on Chelsea lately, myself and Josh Wolf, we used to constantly, anytime we were on the panel, we would try to work in a way to be like, Kelly Clarkson, if you're listening, we love you. And we would be like, come on the show. And
Right.
this went on for like 4 years, and she never came on the show. And then a couple years ago, I met her at some, I think, Golden Globes thing, and I was like, Kelly, and she was like, Fortune. I was like, I was begging you for 4 years to come on Chelsea. She's like, I know. And I'm like, but she did.
She's honest. She's
She's very
straightforward.
honest.
Yeah.
I love that.
That was some gossip. I feel that counts.
That was good
Yeah.
gossip.
I mean, but
My
she
other
didn't-
question was going to be, is Kristen Wiig really nice?
Oh yeah, is Kristen Wiig a great time?
Oh
to
my
work
God,
with?
Kristen Wiig is the dream. She's the great because she
love
comes
that.
from that Groundlings world, so she's very silly. And obviously, she's like a big movie star now, but she doesn't act like it. She's just like
Right.
super cool. And we had to do when we filmed, we were in Albuquerque, and she like took us to dinner. And then when we filmed, she was like, "Hey, what's everyone's?" It felt like summer camp. She's like, "What's everyone's favorite chocolate?" And we were like, Snickers, M&Ms, Kit Kats. and there was this big thunderstorm that came, and so we had to shut down production for a couple 2 hours. And she just had someone came with like everyone's favorite candy, like she was
Oh my
Willy
gosh, I love
Wonka.
that.
Oh my
And
God,
so
that's
we
the
just
best.
like ate chocolate and pizza and laughed, and she's the best.
That sounds amazing.
And then like she texted me a couple weeks ago being like, "Hey, would you mind posting a video when it comes out about the movie?" I'm like, yes. Hello."
Yeah, what?
She's like,
I'm gonna tattoo it on my face.
it's not my social media brand.
"Hey, will you promote yourself?" Okay.
Yeah.
You're like, but you owe me.
Yeah, Kristen, I'm doing this for you.
Yeah.
You're welcome. Wait, I feel like if I was on set with her or anyone comedian, I would not be able to keep a straight face and I'd ruin every take. Does that happen to you?
Oh, because well, the movie, there's so much going on in this movie that they had to really pare everything down. So we shot a lot of stuff, but our scenes on the shorter side. But we've been in a lot of trailers.
Yeah.
But so we spent the entire day. Everybody was improvising, trying to make each other laugh, and
Oh, so fun.
she and Annie played these really ridiculous, like Midwestern women who wear culottes and have these wigs. And I found myself just staring at them. They'd be like, oh my God, Barb Star, I don't know. And they were like, and so all of us were trying to one up each other in the crazy things. And obviously it got so crazy, a lot of it didn't make the cut, but we laughed so hard.
Oh,
That
that's
sounds
so
so
much
fun.
fun.
But yeah, she's one of those people that you just want to watch come up with
Yeah, I
stuff
bet.
because she improvises a lot in the moment.
Yeah. I like replay. Was it with Will Ferrell where at the Golden Globes, the Oscars,
Yeah.
and they like made up the thing like, you get out of
Oh,
here.
yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah,
talking about? I like that's like just like
The-
a moment from an award show that I constantly see in my mind. So funny.
She's just the best. You just
Yeah.
And what I love is that once a lot of people get like to that level of fame, they kind of start taking themselves seriously, and they're like, I only want to do Oscar films now,
Right.
And I love that she is like at the level she's at and still wants to make silly stuff that just
I love that
Yeah.
too.
You're gonna watch the movie you're gonna pause it and be like, what
I cannot wait. It's honestly my favorite type of movie. My serotonin's going to
Yeah.
go through the
I
roof.
can't wait. I can't wait.
Well, that was great gossip. I love
Oh,
That
that.
was
good.
perfect gossip.
Oh,
Ah,
I was really
gossip is
nervous.
not dead.
I was like, what if I don't come through? I love it.
Well, thanks for doing this. I know you're so busy and working on like two
yes.
movies. This is
Thank
so
you
cool.
so
It
much.
was such a treat. I love talking to y'all. Thanks for having me.
You're so funny and your story is so great and it's just like a perfect guest. So thank you so much.
I appreciate it.
That was Fortune. Thank you guys for tuning in.
Love you.
Love you so much.
Bye, guys.